Joining us now is a University of Pennsylvania student, Eyal Yakoby, who is suing the university over its failure to protect students from anti-Semitism on campus. Thanks so much for making the time and joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to talk to you about the news this weekend. So the two UPenn administrators, President Liz McGill and also the chair of the Board of Trustees, stepping down from their roles. Is this enough in your eyes?
I don't think it's enough. I don't even think it's the beginning of the end at all. I think them stepping down now allows the right people to take action against those that are actually the perpetrators of hate, those that are violating school policies, that are creating this hostile and unsafe environment. So I think it's a good first step, but now we have, the bulk of the work ahead of us to actually create and reestablish a safe academic learning environment.
So what does that look like? What are you pushing for now?
Right now, I think the main objective, and I think everyone should rally around this, is not normalizing terrorism, which I think is something that sounds so crazy, but is the reality of the situation. Just a couple references is a professor posting the armed wing of Hamas's logo on Facebook, a professor who published a work comparing Christian Protestantism to Al-Qaeda ideology and saying that the West should learn about human rights from Al-Qaeda. And then you have multiple students and professors referring to Hamas as a glorious freedom fighter group, totally neglecting and negating or not wanting to acknowledge the level of brutality which they caused on October 7th, including rape, including beheading people, including shooting infants in their cribs.
Would you seek that if any of these reports make it up to the higher-ups in the university, that the individuals behind them, the professors behind these social media posts, be fired? Or what does justice look like to you? What would make you happy?
It's not about what makes me happy. I graduate next semester, so my time at Penn is limited. What it's about is truly safety and not normalizing hatred on campus. And I think there's a clear difference between, what should happen and what will happen. And I think what will happen is investigations conducted by the university as well as potentially government agencies investigating, what links of terrorism there truly is. Just to imagine that when the U.S. or any Western country was fighting a terrorist organization, for a United States professor at a school like Penn to, in just a few days after, post the armed wing of Hamas's logo on his Facebook. What are students supposed to think in his class? How can they show up feeling safe in his class? How can students show up for a professor who thinks the United States should learn about human rights from Al-Qaeda? And so I truly think, I'm not an administrator. I'm not in a position where I can, litigate or judge what the right outcome should be, but I am capable of sharing the necessary information with the public to be safe and be wary, and also the university, including public safety, including open expression, including administrators, to really come to a resolution where students show up to class not worried whether they're going to be taught how to learn about human rights from Al-Qaeda, but learn critical thought and learn what they signed up for when they submitted their applications.
Yeah, I hear you, and I know you've been on our air multiple times before as we've been tracking this lawsuit and tracking your perspective. We appreciate you making the time tonight. Eyal Yakoby, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.